Today is Talk with Our Kids About Money Day, and apparently our children want financial advice from us parents instead of their teachers. Now that means we really have our work cut out for us. Joining us with the information that we need to know as parents, consumer advocate Kelley Keehn of FP Canada. Good to see you again, Kelley.
Great to be with you, Greg.
I was shocked when I went through the study and saw that the kids who know at least everything or don't want to hear anything from us actually do want to learn this stuff from their parents.
Right? So the Chartered Professional Accountants came out with that survey a few years ago, and I was shocked too, because you would think that they want it from schools, that they want it from maybe government or financial institutions, but overwhelmingly, it was like 88% want their financial literacy from their parents. What am I on talking to you all the time? Financial literacy issues that the parents don't know about. So this Talk to Your Kids About Money Day was so cool, I have to tell you. I was at one of the Toronto events. They're going on right across Canada. It's sponsored by Scotiabank and put on by the Canadian, let me get this right, Canadian Foundation for Economic Education. Greg, it was so neat. There was all these little kids.
Real live children.
And they had all these little posters of, what does it mean to live on minimum wage in Toronto? What are the costs of renting a condo versus buying one? How do you make money on YouTube? And my favorite was, what are the costs of shoes, expensive and otherwise? And they had these little posters, all these breakdowns. It was unbelievable. Darcy Tucker was talking from the Maple Leafs about the importance of patience, really teaching kids about instant gratification and needs and wants. So it's all about how do you empower parents, like you said, to have that conversation.
When do you start? Like, at what age do, obviously, my kids are almost 16 to 14 now, and you watch them develop through life, and they sort of start to understand the world a little bit better, a piece at a time. But when we're talking about money and a financial education, at what age is too young or the right age?
Well, and this is a difficult part. So I actually wrote a book on it, and I spread it out for different ages. I think you can start talking at any age, and the words that you're speaking about money you need to be careful. And it starts right with actual currency, I think, is a great way to talk to your kids. Get foreign currencies. Look at your money. Who looks at money anymore? Canadian money is beautiful. There's stories within it. There's history lessons. Be careful that you're not saying things like that money is dirty or filthy. Like, kids are hearing these things, right? So it's important that you're giving this respect to it as you're teaching them. As you're getting a little bit older, if you're renewing the mortgage, you don't have to tell them all the details of your mortgage.
Sit down, son. I'm going to tell you what 3.9% looks like over 5 years.
Or parents worry, like, what if you're in debt? What if you're struggling? Like, how you don't want to tell them that, but take them into a bank. Let them see what a bank looks like. If you're going to see your certified financial planner, take them on the meeting. They don't have to be in on the conversation. Have them meet a financial professional. Do that. Have them have a piggy bank and accounts and things of that sort, and try to make it tangible. There's things that you can do. So I think really, as soon as they're 1, 2, you can start talking about something about money.
Now, apparently there's a debate over this one. I give my kids an allowance, and I expect them to do certain things around the house, and some people say I'm ruining them because I'm giving them allowance. What is the debate around whether you give a child an allowance?
It's so heated, Greg, very heated. I didn't get an allowance growing up because my mom said, I provide everything for you.
You're a member of the family, you have some weight to pull here.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think there is an important aspect of when kids have money in their hands, they treat it very differently when it's now their money as opposed to mums and dads. And how else are you going to have those early lessons with them of how much do you save for fun, for instant gratification? How much are you spending for the little swim pass that's coming up? So I think it's important to examine what are the responsibilities of the child in the house, and what's the extra opportunities for an allowance or for just earning income. If you help with spring cleaning, you could make yourself an extra 10 or 20 bucks. Like, it's not just about saving money and spending money. It's helping your kids realize there's another part of the ledger that we forget as adults. It's also about earning money, finding money, creating opportunities to bring in more, and we forget to talk about that. So if we're not giving our kids cash and letting them see that, I think it's more difficult.
Yeah, my thinking was always, they're going to take my money anyway. Wouldn't it be nice if they did the dishes for me on Tuesday night after I worked all day?
I think you're doing the right thing.
Just feeling it out as I go, like most parents do.
Exactly.
You do say, too, though, don't use money as a punishment. Don't give them that negative correlation.
Or reward.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. Shouldn't be a punishment, just like food, right? Don't take money away from your kids for buying bonking their sister on the head or their brother or something of that sort. Have conversations about how you get money in real life. You get money from providing value. You get money from doing a good job. So if you helped with spring cleaning, but you did a poor job, then you might take some of that money away. Not a punishment, it's what will happen in real life, right?
Say, this was my expectation. We have a big yard, a lot of big mature trees. You needed to bag 20 bags of leaves. You only did 15. Come on.
Or pay a little commission.
You didn't do the job. You didn't get the full job going.
Exactly. So it's just all about having these conversations of what did you not get? Like, right, what did you not get as a child that you're struggling with? Maybe that's what you really need to drive home to your kids.
There's always a moment, too, when you realize you think your kids have all the pieces of the puzzle and they're learning as they go along. It was a couple of years ago, my oldest one, he was probably 12 or 13 at the time, and you're trying to explain how many expenses adults have in life. Right? Because when I was a kid, it was magic. Parents just had money. It just came out of their pockets and went into you.
Yeah.
And then I explained to him even how much the GO train costs every month. He's like, you have to pay to go on the train? I said, what did you think? He goes, taxes and stuff. So that was a moment to tell him about how things work.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that things aren't free because of taxes and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was growing up, and my mom, always paid her credit card off every single month, always taught us that lesson, but she didn't tell me what would happen if I didn't pay my credit card off. And as a result, my first credit card, I didn't pay off on time and made a lot of mistakes. So it's just, really explaining to them why as well, so they can think through that as they get through their adulthood.
Great stuff. Thanks, Kelley.
Thanks, Greg.
Kelley Keehn is a consumer advocate at FP Canada.